Salesforce.com is an excellent tool for tracking all of your customer relationship management needs, from leads, accounts, contacts, and opportunities. But obviously some integration with your everyday productivity tool like Lotus Notes or Gmail or Microsoft Outlook is going to be a key part of your day. Salesforce.com has an integration with these key elements, and in order to install that, it's a very simple process. I can simply go into my setup area, into desktop integration. Today I'm going to be connecting to Microsoft Outlook. You can review the Connect for Microsoft Outlook notes. When you're ready to install, you simply hit the Install Now button, and it will start to download the install file. Depending on your connection, this could take anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes to install. Once the file has finished downloading, I simply go in and run the setup wizard. Select the language I'd like to use, and it'll walk me through the extraction process. The wizard has a few steps that I can go through. Terms and agreements, it'll show me the folder that it's being installed into, and I can now go ahead and install the Outlook Edition 3. It takes a few seconds to walk through the wizard, and I hit finish. Now that I've done with the wizard, I can simply open up my Microsoft Outlook. There's a few things that have been added in. At the top here, you'll notice Add Email, Add Case, and Synchronize have been added. This is going to allow me to synchronize all of my items from not just mail, but calendar, contacts, and tasks. Now, in order to set this up, you go down to Salesforce Options, and you can log in using your username and password. Now, for some people, you may run into a security feature that may have been enabled by your administrator. And this is going to ask you for your token, a security token. So before you can log in with your regular username and password, you can just go back into Salesforce.com, and under My Personal Information, I can reset my security token. Now this token will allow you to tie your password and this unique identifier to ensure that you are getting two-level authentication. When it comes to resetting your token, simply hit Reset, and it'll send an email to whatever email address you've set up. In this case, my Gmail, I can see that I have my security token confirmation. So I can now go in, select this token, and when I go back into Outlook, I simply place that in front of my password, and that will allow me to log in with the token. However, that's only if you have that extra security set up. For all other users, you can just simply put in your username, password, hit verify, and log into your instance of Salesforce. While we are in the Connect configuration, there's a few areas to point out. We have a lot of different options when it comes to the general settings. For example, how often would you like to synchronize? We can determine how we'd like to synchronize with our contacts. I can see that currently I'm importing with overwrites from Salesforce into my Outlook. But there are 5 different options, whether I'd like to export from Salesforce, export with overwrites, or import from Salesforce, import with overwrites, or finally, just synchronize back and forth and have both systems with the exact same information. I can determine the folders I'd like for my contacts, whether I have personal or business contacts. I can set up my events, my tasks in exactly the same fashion. So once I've configured my Outlook configuration, I simply go back in, and now I can start to work with the tool. If I want to take, for example, my email here and add it into Salesforce, I can either click the Add Email button, or simply with a right click, I can go back in and hit Add Email. And Salesforce will now go and look for my contact within the instance of Salesforce, and of course it's found me here. Now I can simply go in and add this into Salesforce, or I can relate this to another object in Salesforce as well. As we can see here, I'm tied into a customer service case, an opportunity, an account. We can relate these emails to any object in Salesforce. And by object, I mean those standard tabs you see across the top. Leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, anything that comes out of the box. But we can also tie into any custom object you create as well. If, for example, you've created an object to track human resources, to track time off management, you can tie these emails into any of those custom objects as well. We can work with attachments. Any attachment that comes with the email can be added in, and we can go ahead and modify that message as well. But if I want to add this directly into Salesforce, I simply click the Add to Salesforce button, and it'll show me the task that has been created. The entire body of the email, time and date stamped, and all information will be part of this integration. So now that I've added my email, I can go back into my Microsoft Outlook, and I can start to sort things like my calendar events, my contacts, or my tasks. In the calendar, I can go into an event. And we can see that it's already marked for synchronization because of my default settings. However, if this is something I don't want to add to Salesforce, I can simply unmark this for synchronization and it won't be pushed into Salesforce. When it comes to synchronizing my contacts, again, the same process. Now I can see here that I have a little check mark next to my contact logo. This means that this has already been synchronized with Salesforce. But I can see that Rosa here has not been synchronized, so I can go in and mark her for sync, and we'll see that this is in a queue. So very easy to determine which contacts you would like if you want to do it individually or en masse. Again, tasks are going to be synchronized in the same fashion. If you do have any questions with regards to installing this, when we go back into the setup area in Salesforce, and under my desktop integration, I can go into the Connect for Microsoft Outlook, and we have a quick file of integrating with Outlook tip sheet that you can walk through. Or simply go into Help for this page at the top, and it'll walk you through the installation Connect for Outlook. Now this is showing how an individual user can install it, but of course an administrator can simply download an MSI file to install this en masse.